Before we begin today's show, today we want to give a big shout out to
Buzz TV. Buzz TV brings you their own spin on Android devices like the NVIDIA Shield and the Amazon Firesticks, taking software to the next level with their own app helping you stream anything, anywhere. Buzz TV listens to you, the customers, and consistently brings you the latest and greatest when it comes to hardware, software, customer service, and experience right out of the box.
And to find their products, guys, make sure you guys do go to buzztvglobal.com.
Don't forget to click the link in the description below to get yourself the latest Android device right from Buzz TV. With all that being said, let's start the show.
Welcome back to another What the Hell Happened in November episode. You're probably looking at the title. We are it's What the Hell Happened December 2020 Rewind. So we always do our What the Hell Happened in the current month, in the beginning of What the Hell Happened the previous month. It's a lot of what the hell's in 1 second. How many times did I just say what the hell? Actually, you know what? If anybody could tell me how many times I said what the hell phrase by the end of the video, put it in the comment section below. What the hell? Hope you counted that one too. Now, don't forget to make sure you leave us a review, leave us a comment, leave us a thumbs up, leave us something wherever you're at, either the podcast, the audio, or the video on YouTube. If you are on the audio side, I will highly recommend you come over to the video side, because we had a what the hell moment a few months ago where Next Level lost a bet and he had to shave his beard. And look at him. If the only way you'll see this is if you actually come to YouTube, but he actually trimmed it and he's keeping it like this. So all right, I'm with it. Anything that you got to say?
Yeah, so what you were saying, if you are on the audio side, check out the YouTube side. If you are on the YouTube side, make sure you check out the audio side because it drops a day early and you can really get, the scoop, and then come back to the video the next day and see like facial reactions, all kinds of that crazy stuff. So make sure you're following us on as many platforms as you can. Like I always say, I did want to mention one thing. I don't know if it's true or not. Speaking about a rewind, I heard that YouTube might not be doing a rewind this year. Have you heard anything about that?
Mm-mm.
Do you know what their YouTube rewind is?
No.
Usually they grab, I don't know how they pick, but a couple of their creators, and they do kind of like a yearly recap of some of the most viral videos. And that usually goes viral because it's a bunch of the viral video creators and all that kind of stuff. So if anybody is missing YouTube Rewind, you will always have a Beyond the Streams Rewind. So make sure that you check us out, you follow us, you subscribe, put on your notifications and all that kind of good stuff.
So I'm gonna kick this off with it's a little bonus here, because Next Level and I, we typically write a list of what the hell, and we really don't talk about it. We just say, hey, this happened. And if our reactions are what the hell, really, we write it down and we don't talk about it. We write it down, we don't talk about it. Sometimes we have to drop a case, like we have to make a case to it. Like one of us might say, like, well, that's not really what the hell. And then it's typically me saying that's not a what the hell. Next Level is like, but it is. So Next Level will say, yeah, but this. And then normally after he says that, then I'm like, oh, wait.
Maybe.
Really? Yeah. I'm like, really? Okay. Yeah. That's kind of what the hell. So I'm going to show this to Next Level. I don't know if you could read that, but I'm going to go ahead and read it to our audience. So
Yeah.
I get this message that says, I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but I will be removing you from my friends list. This will be a temporary removal. I'm in the process of posting some of my proprietary work that I will also be releasing on YouTube, and I don't want any conflict of interest to occur with respect to the work we do. I hope you understand and see you back soon. So I got it now. I got to take this a little bit further back because it's kind of like, wait, what? That's not really a what the hell, but it's just like,
But it is. I don't need to know who, what, when, how, anything like that, right? But like, just somebody removing somebody else because they're a creator on a platform, that's not competition. We talk every day with creators in the same niche, and we don't throw down.
right.
So go ahead. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
So check this out. This one person posted a post. Whoa, made a post. I'm not going to say the platform. I'm not going to say who it is, what YouTube channel they do, nothing like that. Next, I was going to pick on this right away. I know he is. And I'm going to ask you if you want to call him Karen, call her Karen. Like, dude, I know who that Karen is. All right. So the post was, and I know he's going to know exactly as soon as I say this. Supposedly, he had 91 something apps installed on his Fire Stick.
Sorry, let me mute myself.
No, don't mute yourself. That's the whole point of it. That's the whole point of this. You already know, right?
Yeah, I know, Karen. Yeah.
Okay, so people are gonna say, "Wait, who's this Karen?" So anyway, so I said, check your cache in a day or two, and his response was, "I've been doing this for X amount of years. I've been doing this for blah blah blah. I'm 50 something years old. And it's just like, dude, I know 50-year-old idiots. I know executive idiots. I know CEO idiots. I know a lot of people that are idiots. That doesn't mean you're a we call them SMEs, subject matter expert. That doesn't make you like if you think you're a know-it-all because you're 50 some years old or 60 some years old, pause the door. It's like, wait, hold on a second. Get out. Don't come in, just get out. There's people out there like that. I'll share a quick story on this thing. He sent me this thing after I commented, and we were just going back and forth, and I'm like, dude, I just said to check your thing. You could have easily said, hey, no problem, let me check it and I'll let you know how much cash I have left. And oh, by the way, I actually have apps that clean the cache for me automatically. Cool. Share that knowledge, dude. That's awesome. You know? But instead, I got a very defensive, very, very defensive comment. And we are just kind of going back and forth. And I'm just like, why are you so defensive? I ain't defensive. Why are you being such a dick? I'm like, whoa, that went left. So I did a few months back, and actually it's been last year. I made, some of the videos of some of the best filing stores out there. Streaming Tech Now has a really, really good one, organized very well. You can read it and it's great stuff. I've promoted Next Level before Next Level and I have worked together because and remember this, guys, I've always been I hate filing store. I've never been a fan of filing store, but I promoted Next Level's filing store before we worked together
I was
because
kind of
he's
like
got
the
one of
poster child of filing, though. I was like the
huh?
face of filing. That was like everywhere. I was like, yeah, I'm filing.
Yeah. So it's kind of like I saw it, I'm just like, dude, there's so much stuff in here. Everything that you need is in there. Like my filing store wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Next Level. I'll say that. So Next Level, Streaming Tech Now, two top filing stores out there. If you want to throw mine in there, unbiased, whatever. But so I get a message when I did a video and it says, oh, actually, I got a comment on my YouTube channel that said, why are you guys so scared of my filing store? And I'm just like, who the hell are you? I'm like, who is this guy? He was actually legit pissed off, saying like, they don't have the best. I have the best. I actually do work. I actually do this. They don't know what they're doing with modding and with this and that. And I'm just like, okay, Karen, have a seat. I get this email says, mine has been organized over 300 apps. I go through it daily. Some apps are my personal mods. I even help developers with some of their apps. I believe I have the greatest variety. When someone comes to me and says there is an issue with the store, I fix it. Cyberflix scrapes are bad, so I'm working on that tonight. I help their scrapers get better. I'm like, wait, you work with Cyberflix? and it continues. It's like it continues on and on and on. And I'm like, dude, why don't you just shoot me an email? Because I'm not going to go back and forth with this. So he finally sends me a message on one of the other social media platforms, and we're just going back and forth on this, right? He says, dude, I tried emailing you, but you don't answer. I know how it is. Like, you're just there with the good old boys. I'm like, good old boys? I'm like, dude, who did you
Good
email?
old boys drinking whiskey and rum.
Yeah. I'm like, who'd you email? And he's just like, I emailed you. This is the email that I put down. And I'm just like, that's not my email. He's like, I found it on the description of your video. I'm like, which video? He's like, the one that we were just going back and forth on. So I went to the description and I'm just like, you copy pasted this? He's like, yes. I'm like, if you copy pasted it, it would have reached me. And I'm like, you didn't copy pasted it because .com is there and you put .con. So I know that's wrong. And he's just like, whatever, man. I just copied it where it is. I'm like, okay, well, for somebody who's smart up here and does tech related stuff, if they saw that, they would have been like, hey, maybe he did a misspelling. Let me email him back. Did you get a mailer, demon? He's like, well, yeah, because your email don't work. I'm like, I get a grip ton of emails daily. It works. So he decided to pretty much unfriend me. We went past this whole thing and says, hey, I'm sorry. I know sometimes I get a little bit jumpy because of XYZ and blah, blah, blah. And just like, okay, whatever. And so he added me as a friend. And every now and then he would check in to see how I'm doing or how everything's going. I was like, cool. And he's just like, yeah, I don't know why nobody wants to talk to me or work with me. I'm just like, because you come into a defensive asshole, I don't give a whatever mode, and I'm right and everybody's wrong. I'm just like, Albert Einstein said it himself. He's not the smartest guy in the earth. He continues to learn. Years later, everyone's like, that's the smartest guy that ever lived. I don't care what anybody says. Like, the theories of what he's got and what he invented is incredible. So I don't know. It's nuts.
I've ran in, and rant. I've ran into Kieran a bunch of times. I've taken kind of a back seat, but I am one of the main admins in the Facebook, or was one of the main admins in the Facebook group. Yeah. So, anyways, so over 25,000 people in there, and years ago when I used to post my filing store in response to people having questions or trying to figure out where apps were or whatever, he would immediately comment under mine and saying, well, my filing store is better, go here instead, this one's whatever. Like, he immediately comes off and he starts talking smack. Now, nobody's really going to be open to accepting whatever he has to say if he comes off attacking all the time. I mean, nobody would listen to what I say if I was always, okay, Rojas and I would not be talking right now if I had that attitude, or if Rojas had that attitude. And the amount of stuff that we've accomplished, I mean, what is it? Not even 6 months. I couldn't have dreamed to do it on my own. I wouldn't even have started to do any of this on my own. So, the more, I'm not going to go into it. I'm not going to point fingers. I'm not going to call names. I'm not going to, bring up experiences or whatever. The moral of the story is be open and not ignorant, be professional, and always be willing to share knowledge. Because if someone comes back to you and says, hey, I do this instead, and then, you're approached by somebody else and you're like, why do you do it like that? This could happen. Instead of answering why or giving the knowledge as to why you do something like that and immediately shutting them down, calling names, throwing a temper tantrum, you're not going to get anywhere. No one's going to listen to you. And you could be the smartest person in the world, but if you are not open-minded and not willing to share the knowledge that you have to prove the path that you've gone on, then nobody cares. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Because Stone Cold said so. Yeah, so it is what it is. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Yeah. Do you hear this? Sinclair, the new I know Sinclair don't want us to do no Sinclair reviews. How many Sinclairs I say that in a sentence? Um Sinclair don't want us to do any reviews because well, TV's iron and all that crap. But why would they put them in the Google Play Store?
Okay, if they tell me that they don't want any reviews because of publicity, and then they put their app on a public place, what they told me is completely irrelevant. Shouldn't I have free reign to do an app review at this point then? I'm
Uh-huh.
just doing an app review in regards to an app that I found on the Google Play Store. Ta-da, here it is.
Yeah, ta-da. First free tech when you need them. Ta-da. Oh man. When I like okay, when I heard Sinclair goes to the Google Play Store and it's just like, okay, they put their app there. I'm just like, wait a minute. You guys were first not wanting nobody to do nothing. There's people out there now that are slowly starting to put reviews now on it. They're starting to make people aware, like, hey, there's a new TV Zion replacement. This is like it's not TV Zion, but it'll give you that same feel. You just have to do a little bit more work to it. But yeah, I'm like, dude, what the hell are you guys thinking putting this into the freaking Google Play Store? Imagine you go to Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. It doesn't matter. Any of those three. Pick one. Whichever is your favorite one. You open it and it says, check this new app out, Sinclair. Right up there. Why? Why?
Here's the other thing. The newest version of it resembles Netflix a hell of a lot. Right? So now now you have a Netflix lookalike third-party app in a Google Play Store that's vulnerable to getting reviews. And when things start to get reviews, they start to get eyes on them.
I think I'm gonna have my meltdown now. Oh crap, man. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why would they do that? I have no idea. It's just beyond me. It's beyond the streams. um the play button. We ready for this one?
Let's do it.
Okay. So for you guys who don't know the story, I thought I got my play button a year ago. I surpassed my 100K subs on the Rojas Reviews channel, and I did it within a year once I started doing all my stuff, and I just blew that number out. I was so surprised on when it happened. So a couple months later, this was now 2019. A couple months later, I get a package, and I'm in the middle of moving. So I'm over here taking care of some stuff, throwing some stuff out, and just take care of life, I guess.
Yeah.
Life is happening. Got the house, moved, packed everything up, and I've had several people ask me, like, dude, how come, like, where's your play button? How come we don't see it up here on the wall somewhere? Well, if you're watching the video, you'll see it there. If you go to the Rojas Reviews channel, I did a whole video talking about 100K subscriber award, so that way you guys can go there check it out. I went to the garage to find the box, which I finally did find it, and it wasn't in there. It was a bunch of other stuff that I had in there. And I'm like, what the heck happened? Like, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, I know I got the damn play button. And finally that I moved in and then I have everything all set up. I'm like, it'll be nice to finally set up. So funny story. The very was it the same day
I think it was like the next day.
or the next day in the morning? Yeah, you're right, because I was checking it out in the afternoon. We just got done. So I went to go look for it and I was kind of bummed out, went to bed. And that's right, in the morning when I woke up,
Yeah.
I got an email that it was pretty much an apology, like, hey, we're sorry that we didn't blah 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 blah. We're gonna send this and this. And I'm just like, what?
First off, when does YouTube ever apologize?
Yeah. I'm like, what the hell? Like literally, what the hell? So I hit up Next Level. We talk daily, so I'm like, I gotta hit him up quick. I gave him the spiel. I told him what happened. I told him the story. I called up Surgeflix, which Surgeflix I would say is one of my not my first subscribers, but a very, very early subscriber and supporter, and person that I've actually worked with once we got to know each other. And that is that he's still around. Like him and me are still good buddies. And so he was the next person I called, and I was just like, dude, he's just like, really? I thought you had that already. I'm like, we had this conversation, didn't we? He's just like, yeah, you said you got it already. I'm like, exactly. So it was funny. We're just kind of cracking up. And then he starts cracking up too. He's like, well, it's about time. I'm like, whatever, dude. So I got the awards. If you want to see what happened, was they sent me 2 boxes. One box was the letter, but they kind of put it in a metal sheet and they engrave everything on it. I get the actual letter. So the engraved one, they have 2 different letters. One of them was the old one, the original one, and then you have the new one that they're doing. The play button, there's 2. This is the second version of what they have. The original version, they don't give that one out anymore. But they gave me the original version of the letter on that plate, and then they gave me the new letter on that hard paper, which I'm going to eventually frame. Um, so yeah, it was like it for me. It was a what the hell. Like it actually took them this long, and they actually emailed me, and I'm like, okay, cool. Finally, hopefully, whenever next level gets there, that doesn't happen to him. Hopefully, he just gets the damn thing. He'll probably be like, whatever, I give up.
You know, eh, the I mean, one of our very first conversations we had when we really started working together was me being like, dude, do you have your 100K sub plaque? Like, do you have it? Like, that's something that I would love to one day work towards. And then I think one of my statements initially after that was, I don't think I'll ever get there, but it's cool if I get one.
Mhm.
I don't do this for the plaques or for the awards. I'm having fun doing what I do, and it's for the people, right? But that plaque is like a big, sticker on your report card or whatever it is. It's the appreciation that you're finally being recognized for the amount of hours and work that you actually put into creating something. I mean, yeah, we do it for the subscribers, the comments, the amount of people that we've helped, but it's cool to be recognized by the actual platform in which we work on.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're watching the video, you can see it in the background. I have yet to put it up somewhere. I kind of want to get the paper laminated and then framed. I know if I laminate it, the paper's just gonna last a hell of a lot longer than if I just frame it, and I
Mhm.
don't want the elements to destroy it. So I'm like, let me just laminate, and then I'll get a frame and I'll put it up. Where am I putting it? I don't know,
Put it
somewhere
above
right
the
above the
TV.
TV.
Yeah,
Yeah,
above the TV. That's what I was just gonna say.
yeah, somewhere up there, so that way you guys can see it. But we'll see. Um, the next topic I wanted to talk about is Xbox and PlayStation. They've had a huge shortage. Um, so we've been talking about like the numbers and how all that stuff is looking like. And if you guys didn't see a couple episodes ago, we talked with I just watched with my cousin Junior and Eric. And one of the numbers that was like shocking in Japan for the first couple days, Japan PlayStation, they sold I think it was 114,000 consoles, while Xbox sold, I think it was like 26,000 consoles. I'm like, what? What? Like literally what?
So just to speak on the ratio real quick, I strongly believe, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but PlayStation has always been more popular than Xbox. And especially for this year, the demand for a PlayStation over an Xbox, those ratios are speaking to it, I believe. It's about accurate from what I've been going around and taking a look as well.
Yeah, people are being so desperate. So people are saying like, you know what? I'm gonna get an Xbox for now, and eventually I'll get my PS5. And you know what? There's nothing wrong. People are gonna say like, oh, Sony pony, or PlayStation fanboy, or Xbox fanboy, whatever. It is what it is. If you're Sony or Xbox, it's one of those things where it's like you're gonna like what you're gonna like, and that's it. There's just nothing to it. And even though you always like, for me, I usually meet people like, oh yeah, Xbox is so good, Xbox this, Xbox that. But then when you start looking at numbers on how like PlayStation is blowing out Xbox, and they don't have enough PlayStations to go around, like not even close of what's coming around. And the rumor now is like, well, Xbox will get their PlayStation, the Xbox will come with the new consoles um during certain times of the year. So like for example, like a Black Friday, Christmas shopping, um I don't know, Valentine's Day. It'll be like, here's like random drops. With PlayStation, they're like, yeah, so we're looking into like March of 2021, probably, when we're gonna get something, maybe April. If we get like one or two consoles, we'll drop it on the website, but good luck getting that. It's kind of it's crazy when you start hearing like these rants from how people are like they're not able to get their devices. But I don't know if you know this next level, but to me, this was a huge what the hell. People in the UK, when they're ordering their PlayStation, are getting a bag of rice or a pot. They're getting home good stuff. And this is what's happening.
Because they're being stolen.
It's sealed. No, it's sealed in the Amazon box.
Yeah.
Like Amazon tape, like
getting stolen at the warehouse.
Getting stolen at the warehouse. That is, if that's not a what the hell.
Listen, that what you're talking about right there, that scheme is as old as dirt. I've worked in many of warehouses growing up, and that was happening from long before PlayStation 5 came out.
But the thing is it sure it has, but we are in a, I don't know, the global scale of where we're at right now with security cameras, weight checks on boxes, like people verifying that this equipment, because they have to scan, they're scanning and scanning. That means there's more than just a few people involved.
Always is.
This is like, wait a minute, like you're talking about like, okay, which security guard didn't look at the tape, or which manager was in charge of that line? Like it's like, holy, like you want to talk about embezzling? It's like, yeah, I don't even know what to say.
So, I mean, just thinking of past experiences, I used to work for or with or in one of the biggest logistics companies in Canada. And the way that it worked is that you had an electrical conveyor belt that would go all the way into the truck. And well, at the time, there was no cameras inside of the trucks. So if somebody wanted to do something like this, not saying that I've seen them or know anything about it, but they would just have to take the electronic belt all the way to the back of the truck, and you could literally build a wall of boxes, and you could go behind the wall of boxes, do whatever you need to do, zip zap zoop, Bob's your uncle, and throw the concealed or fake item onto the belt, and it would go up, and then it would be automatically sorted and go to the truck to wherever it's going. So they technically wouldn't see it on camera, and it would pass the weight check because they're putting pots and they're putting rice and whatever else. It's just, they would have a lot of these and selling them for a pretty penny in order to risk their job.
Yeah.
Man, so it's kind of crazy. Speaking of crazy, this is going to be interesting. I have a follow-up to what the hell that we did in July. Okay, so in July, this isn't about the Xbox or the PlayStation, but it is game related. In July, we talked about a game, Super Mario Brothers. Do you remember this?
Mm-hmm. No.
And how it sold for $114,000?
Oh yeah. The auction thing. I think that was with the butcher. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we talked about it with Butcher. It's now been topped.
What game and how much?
So Super Mario Brothers 3 has just been it's a sealed copy from 1990 and it just sold for $156,000.
Oh man.
Do you imagine? Yo, there's some homes that are not even worth that much. I'll trade you my Super Mario Brothers 3 for your house.
Look, okay, first off, my what the hell is who the hell kept a game sealed for this amount of time? We're talking about what, 30 years? Wait, when did that game first come out? 89?
Yeah, about 89, 1990. Well, Super Mario Brothers 3 was about 89, I think. Yeah.
89. So somebody must have bought that game way back when. 89, 09. No, 89, 99, 09. Dude, we're
30
talking
years
about
ago.
31 years. Like,
Yeah.
how that's the first thing. Who the hell bought that damn thing and said, I'm never gonna seal this in, I don't know, November 23rd, 2020. Rojas and Next Level is gonna have a conversation about me selling this damn thing.
Clearly, it was a time traveler.
Yeah, probably probably a writer from The Simpsons.
Right? A writer from The Simpsons. It was somebody probably that was like, they bought this brand new and they went to their friend's house and their friend was like, hey, I'll buy that off you for $5. And he was probably like, no, trade me for your house. And they were like, you're crazy. And I was like, I'll see you in 31 years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nuts. Nuts. So people in a time of a economic crisis and a pandemic are spending $156,000 on a game that a console doesn't even have an HDMI port. Welcome to 2020.
Oh man, yeah, that's insane.
Speaking of Nintendo, they just recently had to shut down a Super Smash Brothers tournament because there was a mod that was running online, and it was causing some people to be OP.
Oh god.
I just kind of wanted to allude to that. Pretty interesting stuff. I thought the reason why a lot of this stuff went online was to deter a lot of those mods because, I mean, back in the day, the Xbox 360 was notorious for being hacked. And then they came out with the live, and then those didn't work anymore. So it's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy.
Well, speaking about that, I did want to talk about that fraud. There's a lot of fraud happening right now. So the presidency, we we're in this whole thing about fraud, and I think people need to realize as of right now, I don't think Trump is trying to win the presidency at this point. I think he's just like, you know what, I'm done. I know I lost, but the reason why he's trying to push on this fraud is because it's been going on for how long now? I want to say, I think it was JFK. I think it was Kennedy. It must have been like back in the 70s. Actually, you know what? I don't know if it was Kennedy or not. I think it was in the 70s when one of the presidents said voter fraud is a real thing. And this isn't just here in the States, this is every single country around the world that has some sort of nomination that is not a legit nomination. It depends what the government wants, and they're going to give you what they want. When Trump came into presidency, it wasn't something that the government wanted. It was the electoral votes pretty much took over. Look at the overall popular vote. Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, but yeah, I was like, I do not understand where people are just starting to realize it. Like like legit. Trump is like, hey, we want to do some of those recounts. How are those numbers 200% of the count when it should be 100% of the count? And they're just like, well, what? Like, I don't know. This just mind blows me when they're just like, well, what do you mean 200%? They're like, yeah, you have X amount of, like, okay, simple math. You have 100 people that voted, and it shows 200 were counted. How is that possible? That's 200%, twice the amount of people that are registered voted. How? Why? They started to pull out. oh, dead people voted. And this actually started this
It's
started
true.
to happen.
It's
Yeah,
true.
this started to happen with Hillary when they're saying, like, how did Hillary get votes of dead people voting? This happened way back then, and it happened before that. That people were, but the thing is that Trump is like shedding light to something that a lot of people are turning a blind eye. And you know what? Even if let's just go past it. Biden's going to be the next president, if you like it or not. Biden is the next president, if you like it or not. Unless something outrageous happens where they're like, hey, you know what? We did the recount, and it's not just a 200% of extra votes, but there's also an additional X amount percentage that voted for the other guy. But I'm not getting into conspiracy theories or nothing like that. This is just facts of what's actually being found. The next presidency that comes around and we're starting to vote, and even forget about the presidency. 1 year from now, there's going to be votes for your state, for your um, Prop 40, whatever, or vote for Section A or whatever it is of your city that's trying to pass some kind of law about something. Pay a very attention, because this has been coming down all the way to that level. But people don't notice it because you think, we're so small, it's not going to be noticed. Well, look at what's happening. Wake up, everybody. This isn't just in the United States. This is everywhere. And this voter fraud is, I don't know, it's a real thing, dude.
It's been happening since like democracy has been invented. There's been all kinds of fraud. And I think you said it pretty good when you said a blind eye, because it's not that we don't know what's happening. It's almost like it's come to be expected now. There's going to be fraud. Yeah, we know.
We know.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It could be worse. I mean, we could be in Russia and we could have Putin for the rest of our life because he doesn't necessarily need to walk out of the building. Not saying anything against Putin, please don't hurt me, but I'm just saying, people's opinion can change year to year on who they want in power. And in certain situations, if you're not in a democracy, you doesn't matter what you think. It really doesn't matter at all. Speaking about the hot seat, 350,000 Ring doorbells were recalled due to possibly catching on fire. So, a device that you install to protect the most valuable asset that you choose to purchase starts the fire from the inside out.
We're burning this mother F from the inside.
Oh man, that's crazy. It
Now,
says,
are these brand new devices, or are these like first gen, second gen? Like, I think they've had like several gens already out. So I'm kind of wondering if these are like the like, did they just launch a new gen recently, or is this still the original one?
okay, so it says the $100 rings being recalled were sold online at Amazon.com and Ring.com from June 2020 to October 2020, and it has the model number there. But that's pretty damn recent. Like
Yeah,
that's last month recent.
yeah, that's. Oh man, I think Ring has had some issues, man. People hacking into their stuff and
Yeah,
not
you know what?
working
That's
properly.
really interesting. A lot of people, there's a lot of articles right now speaking about, security and protecting yourself and all your identity. There's a lot of articles right now that people are hacking into your Wi-Fi through your smart doorbells and all your smart printers and whatever else. So make sure you guys are protecting yourself as many places as you can.
Yeah, that's why we always try. I know with our own individual channels, we talk about protecting yourself, VPNs, making sure you put passwords on certain things, make sure you don't use password as your password. And actually, that's what's funny is I know this is like a this could be a whole separate convo, but I'm not going to do it. One of the most common freaking passwords for 2020 is the word password. the most common word is just like, really, you're gonna put password as your password? But yeah, we always tell people like, just it's better safe to be sorry. And this is exactly why you'll notice on the Rojas reviews, I've been doing a lot of like home security camera stuff because when I went to CES earlier this year in January 2020, I talked to a couple companies and I'm just like, hey, what do you do better? What do you do better? What do you do better? And now you're noticing every month I'm at least dropping one video for a security camera company because there's a lot of good stuff out there. So just do your research. Now, speaking of that was a big number. 300 and what?
350,000.
350,000. Well, here's another big number for you. Disney Plus reaches 500 million installations of their app.
Now, the articles that I had seen said 50 million. I don't know if my articles are outdated, but either
Is
way,
it million? I thought I read 500 million.
I just want to make sure because I don't want someone to call us out and be like, hey, you said 500 million. That's more than Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, Justin Bieber combined.
Yeah, I thought I read. Okay, so now I'm looking at some of my stuff here just to double check. And of course, I'm not going to find anything of what's currently.
Now I'm just like, see, this is how we do it. See, Rojas was pretty sure on his fact, and then I called him out on his BS. Not saying that he's lying or not,
What the
but we can
hell?
still have a conversation about it. You don't just say, hell yeah, I'm sure, blah, 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 blah. Psh, you're unfriended you now. Sorry, that was a what the hell number one.
You don't want to be my friend no more? Okay, hold on. I'm pulling up Disney Business of Apps, Disney Plus, and usage statistics as of October 30th of 2020. And of course, I'm gonna get like a buttload of apps. Do you want this? No, I don't want your crap. So the 50 million was back in April of 2020. So the 50 million that I pulled was from April of 2020. And this is coming from businessofapps.com. I'm just trying to scroll down here. April. Yeah, that 50 million is coming from April of this year.
Okay.
That 500 million came from November of this year. So they went from 50 million downloads to 500 million. Now, does that mean they have 500 million users? Probably not. I downloaded it on my Shield, Fire Stick, my cell phone, my PlayStation 5. So I'm one person.
And I think that, there's a huge boost in that recently because of situations like Mulan, right? People they grab their free trial for what is it, a month they do for a free trial? Do they do a free trial still? And they grab it, they may pay their premium, they watch what they want to watch, and they get out. I mean, if we remember when we first started talking about Disney Plus, we were talking about how many people unsubscribed after the first season of Mandalorian was done.
Yeah. So they had a lot of people unsubscribe. Well, so I'm just looking at this, how they've been working with their app, like their app of what they were doing last year. Their Disney's direct to consumer and international operating income, they blew about, this looks like it's going to be close to $2 billion. $2 billion. Disney direct to consumer international operating income, 2 billion. This year they're at this number is only for half a year. It's at 1.5 billion for the first half of the year. So it looks like they're going to surpass that big time. But
it goes to show you. It goes to show you really, like, where was Disney Plus prior to 2020? Like, why did it take so long?
Well, I know there was one that they had in the UK. There was an app out there that it was doing good, but there was missing a lot of stuff. And I don't know. I think they had too many deals with like Netflix, and I don't. This is when the other question is, when did they own Hulu? Because they did. I don't think they started Hulu. They bought out Hulu. But there was a lot of different. It's kind of like, okay, Disney owns Marvel, but Fox Studios also uses Marvel. So does Sony uses Marvel. There's only a couple characters that they're allowed to use. So I think it's something like that where Disney's now trying to say like, cool, let's bring Sony in. Oh, you know what? We bought out Fox. Now the rest of those characters are coming in. So I think they're just doing it in stages, and I think it's become such a big hit that they have to be like, dude, let's finally do this Disney Plus app, which I'm loving it. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Now, no matter how big they get, they will always have to pay homage to Netflix. I don't care what anybody says. Netflix, I think right now is sitting close to 200 million subscribers. And they opened the door to the idea of that platform. I mean, yeah, the idea of that platform, legitimately. People wouldn't have jumped as hard and as hardcore to Disney Plus if it wasn't for Netflix. I mean, you're already paying for one platform. Then you started losing some of the content that you were watching on Netflix, and it appeared on Disney Plus. How many people had these services just for a tablet that they would put in front of their kid at playtime, when they were driving, whatever, and all that stuff is Disney related. So
You said how many subscribers for Netflix? 200 million?
about 200 million, yeah.
Disney, as of the beginning of August, was at 60.5 million.
Yeah, I know. They crashed their servers, remember? They didn't think that they were going to be getting that much traffic.
They're getting there. I think they're gonna pass Netflix.
Now, speaking about insane numbers, because we're talking about millions and billions and all kinds of that crazy stuff, there's a new top YouTube viral video of ever. So I think, just to put this into perspective, do you know, because you probably know better than I would, what is the population of Earth? Roughly.
I don't know.
About 7 billion, right?
7 billion?
I think that's about accurate.
I'm gonna look it up.
Okay. So I think it's roughly about 7 billion. So just to give you guys a little bit of perspective, if you guys know
7.8 billion.
7.8,
Yeah.
dang, we're getting close to 8. That's a big jump from the last time I actually Googled the population of Earth. But if you guys would have remembered, back in 2012, we had Psy come out with Gundam Style and the big popular dance. And that video, man, how many views did that video have? That was the most popular video at the time, past Justin Bieber. What did they have? Shoot, I'm trying to figure out how many views they had. Man, I don't remember how many views they had, but it was definitely in the billions. Same with what was it? Justin Bieber's baby baby video or whatever. That was in the billions too, I believe. But the one that has taken the crown is Baby Shark at over 7 billion views. So at this point, at the end of 2020, if you have not heard of Baby Shark, then you're living under a rock, because with over 7 billion views, that's almost a view per person on this planet.
Now I'm in my head right now. I'm hearing the song. Holy crap! That is just
So
insane numbers.
kind of happy that Baby Shark came out before pandemic, because the amount of parents that would have been driven crazy with this song on repeat probably would have driven us into more of an economic pandemic crisis.
Economic
Staying
melt.
home, locked up, listening to Baby Shark 24/7. I couldn't do it. I'm happy my son's going to be 13 in December, which is just now. I gotta think about a birthday present, a Christmas present, a baby shark. I should put a baby shark in a box.
You should. Wow, that's nuts, man. Well, I hope you guys are enjoying these what the hell episodes because it's literally like I know we get stuck in some of the news and some of the stuff that's happening out there. So it's oh man, what the hell? Seriously, what is your what the hell moment that happened this month? Post it in the comment section below if you're watching on YouTube. I don't know how it works with the podcast. I think you could leave us comments, but if you can leave us a comment saying like, "Hey, my what the hell moment was blah 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 blah," let us know. We'd like to read it. We'd like to get some of your feedback, some of your information. Um, damn, dude, some crazy stuff that I'm almost nervous. It's like, okay, we're almost at the end of 2020. Can we please get there? Can we get there?
I don't, yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared of the next what the hell that we're going to record because we all know Black Friday and Christmas and then New Year's. I mean, it's scary stuff. It's some really scary stuff coming up. Turbo Man all the way is about to, like people are going to fight over action figures.
Turbo. Oh man, yeah. Cody shut down again.
There we go. 2021. Cody shut down.
Yeah. Explosions. Well, with all that being said, I hope you guys have appreciated this episode. We're trying to give you guys some good stuff. Stay tuned for the month of December. We have some crazy cool interviews, some new people to introduce you guys to. There's gonna be some great stuff. We're no longer doing. I'm gonna announce this now. Just in case you're waiting for a what the hell part 2, we are no longer doing a part 2. It's going to be a part 1. Now, what are we doing in place of that? Well,
So
stay tuned to the middle of the month is all I'm going to say.
I have to say, month over month, it is getting harder not to leak the stuff that we're recording.
Yeah, definitely.
And I have to catch myself sometimes because sometimes I'm like, how am I even doing this right now? Like, how am I talking to these people? What did I do to get myself here?
Where am I?
Who is this place?
Yeah. It's just so much stuff. There's a lot of stuff that's happening, and so we're trying to get you guys some good information. But yeah, stay tuned to the middle of the month. We're doing our first try on this, and hopefully it becomes a consistent thing. But that's all I'm going to say. Stay tuned. Yeah, with all that being said, you guys take care of each other.
Stay humble and be patient, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.